Yo, their point guard, I don't know what he runs in a 40, but that man is quick.
I fuck with the Spiders, man, and just like
Yeah.
Richmond in general is a good place to hang out. I'm gonna pick them just off the
That
strength.
gave me really great pointers on how to get pissed up before a soccer game. So I'm really excited.
Wait, what are the pointers?
How's the journey?
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
Hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, please welcome Reese Hampton.
Butler cabin and this tradition unlike any other.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to your 2022 Savannah Bananas Masters
Get ready, 'cause this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled on my lawsuit. Fuck you, damn
I got a whole lot of money. Bitches counting for me. Bottle keep popping that water bad whole jacket. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. It's a party.
10 seconds.
Welcome to episode 98. And if you're watching on YouTube, you guys see all the clips. Fingers crossed we won't get a strike from the Savannah Bananas there. But we got pitcher number 1, baby. Number 12 on the roster. Number 1 in your heart. Kyle Largs is in the pump, baby.
Woo! That was it. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, man, absolutely. You guys have been blowing up on social media. I just got to know, how crazy has that been for you? I mean, I feel like TikTok, every dime, you're just in my algorithm, you're there, and you got to follow you guys. You guys are too electric.
Yeah, it's definitely cool with me being for the group, especially like just from my point of view, how far I've seen it come, and the people on our marketing team, as well as the guys that are shooting all those videos that everybody's seeing. They do a fantastic job and make it really easy and do a really good job of making us look a lot cooler than we really are. So that's been a lot of fun to see, and it's really cool to see like their hard work pay off and kind of just staying on top of trends and doing stuff what people would like and just making baseball fun.
Dude, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. Make baseball fun. That's exactly what you're doing. We've been on the show for a long time. Me and Tim, we really didn't grow up playing baseball. Fitz, I don't think you really grew up playing baseball a whole lot either. Oh,
I was a ninja out in left field.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me put some respect on your name. But, you know, it's kind of hard to watch on TV. But we get to watch you guys, and you guys are just having fun and just bringing some extra juice and bringing new fans in the game. So I know that's going to be awesome for you.
Yeah, it's super cool. Little bit of backstory that makes it really cool for me is whenever we got hired, me and Bill got hired this past August to work full time for the Bananas. So half of our job is playing on that premier team that you guys are seeing right now. And then the other half of it is running summer camps in the summers and the fall. So it's very cool to kind of get this platform that we have to play in front of all these fans and have the presence on social media like we do. And then in return, whenever we're working these camps with all these younger kids, kind of this newer generation of baseball fans, seeing how much it's impacting them like firsthand, and kind of people coming up to us saying like, I've seen you on that video, or I've seen you guys playing, or like, I do this because you do that. All that stuff's been like super cool for us.
Dude, yeah, I can't imagine. You know, we were talking before we went live, and this is your 5th year with the organization. How have you seen it grown in the 5 years? Even in the middle of COVID, I feel like you guys just came back like Rocky, stronger and harder than ever.
Yeah, it really goes back to how dedicated all the people are in the front office. I didn't really get to see it firsthand my first 4 years because I was just playing on a team, like the summer team that plays in the summer. So I wasn't really around a whole lot. I didn't really make like a bunch of close relationships with them. I just knew that we would put on an awesome show. Every show was going to be sold out, but I had no idea how it happened. It just kind of became an expectation. So working this past year, being around all those people, seeing like the ins and outs of how they do things and do things differently and doing things fans first has definitely been very cool to see. But just as a gradual kind of from year 1 to year 5, how I've seen it change the most is just how we continue to come up with new fun ideas for stuff to do during the games, and always kind of just pushing the envelope, not really staying like stationary. Like we can do one thing and it can be awesome, but let's figure out like the next thing that we can do that could be cooler than that. Kind of just not like staying in the same place.
Absolutely, which I think is huge. I know you grew up playing baseball your whole life, but for me, I feel like there's a stagnant in the game where people don't want it to evolve. People don't want the celebrations, or they want to keep it as the pastime as it always is. And I think there's a fine line you've got to find. And obviously, you guys are pushing that boundary hard. But how was that for you growing up playing baseball? And now you're having to like, hey, we get to do some crazy things that a lot of people won't be okay with in major leagues or something.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it's good because it gets people talking about it, gets people asking about it. Like, are they seriously doing that on the field right now? My baseball background is very, I'd say like typical from everybody else's. Just very straightforward. I fell in love with the game a long time ago. Kind of quickly figured out that it would be the sport that I was going to be the best at. Started to pursue it around like middle school to high school. Got some looks like my sophomore, junior, senior year rolling into before I actually ended up committing. Always not a real big flary guy, I would consider myself. I was always a pitcher, I like competing and getting people out, but I was never the first person to do something over the top. So it's definitely one thing that the Bananas have kind of rubbed off on me, I think in like a good way, and everybody else that comes to play for us is just getting people out of their comfort zone and doing stuff. Like, I would never consider myself a dancer, but now I've danced in front of thousands of people, and although it might not be great, I'm okay with doing it now. So I think just stuff like that, not taking yourself too seriously, all that stuff's really good for people. So
yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. The more you do it, the more confident you're going to be. And you guys are you can clearly tell you guys are having fun. You're getting comfortable with it, which is awesome. Boys, I don't want to steal the show. So Tim, Evan, feel free to hop in.
Yeah, I'll start us off here. So we had Asher Roth on a couple weekends ago, if I could talk, and he was talking. We had a slight disagreement on. I'm in the mindset that something needs to kind of change in the MLB, and he's of that old timey pastime. Let it be. Is there something that you would bring from your game or the Savannah Bananas that you could implement into the MLB without lighting too many fires? Is there something that, whether it's the celebrations or like, shoot, the stilts or, whatever it is, what would be your like genuine opinion on what they could do to try to improve the game?
I think just like an overall kind of idea without getting into something too specific off the jump would just be just to pay more attention to your fans, do more things that fans like. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody, I don't care if you're Giancarlo Stanton or if you're some kid playing in high school, everybody likes playing in front of a lot of people. That's what makes the game so enjoyable. It creates a good environment. Everybody wants to play in that. So I would say probably just listening to your fans, doing stuff that they would like. I don't know if you guys are very versed on the game that we're playing. So on the tour, we're not playing standard baseball. We play a brand of baseball called Banana Ball, which has, I mean, it's still your game of baseball, but it has different rules that go along with it that kind of go behind our underlying theme of getting fans involved, keeping fans interested. And most of them are tied behind speeding the game up. Some of them are a little bit more far-fetched. Some of them are a little bit minor tweaks to normal baseball rules. One of my favorite ones that we do during every game, we have nine rules. To run through them real quick. The batter can't step out of the box. If he does, it's a strike. So it kind of helps speed up the game. There's no mound visits. So if your guy's out there sucking, he's just got to wear it and figure out how to get out of the inning. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out in any count, which has actually happened twice on our tour, which has been very fun. Each inning is played for a point. So if, say the party animals go up at the top of the first and score 5 runs, if we were to score 5 or 6 runs in that inning, the next inning, it wouldn't be 6-5 or something like that. It would be 1-0 because we scored more runs than them. If we tie, then it's 0-0. So we play first to 5. So it's kind of like a match play kind of situation. There's a 2-hour time limit. So once the game starts at 2 hours, whoever's winning at the end of the game's over. There's no walks, which is probably the funnest one. I think that, I mean, there's nothing cool about a walk. So if you walk somebody on 4 pitches, it becomes a sprint. So all 7 people in the field have to touch the ball before the ball is live, and you can get the base runner out. So while they're throwing the ball around to the infield and the outfield, that runner can run as far as he can until everybody's touched it. And no bunting, because bunting sucks and it's really boring and everybody should home runs. So those are kind of like our 9 rules that we've tweaked the game with. Some are smaller, some are bigger to kind of speed the game up and make it more interesting.
Man, that is awesome. I really like the fan aspect of it. Like,
It's happened twice. It happened once when I was on the mound in West Palm Beach, which was really cool. It was like first guy of the inning, like a 3-pitch strikeout. Next guy steps in, first pitch, foul ball, out. So I got 2 outs in like 30 seconds. And I threw
Dang.
4 pitches, which is super cool. And then we actually had the first one on tour happened in Montgomery, which was actually a really big one. It was like it was like runners on first and third and like a 3-1 count. So if he walks them, guy from third's definitely going to score. Guy from first is probably going to score. And just like a big situation, I think it was a tie game, and it was a 3-1 count. Dude popped up behind home plate, and they caught it to end the inning, like get us out of the inning. So that was super cool. And we're also kind of seeing when the bananas are hitting, if somebody catches a foul ball, we're out too as well. I mean, it goes both ways. But you're seeing like a lot of bananas fans that are in the stands, like waving people off of foul balls, like trying to get people not to catch them. So it just kind of keeps everybody involved, makes it fun.
Man, that is awesome. We talked a little bit about like how the NFL is all about the shield and the NBA is all about the individual player. I would love to see the MLB take more of a stance like you guys and like focus more on the fan. I think that would be a great avenue for them to like keep the game, the same pastime that everyone loves, but like evolve it in that way. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's super cool that like what we've seen, like the bounce back whenever you like take extra steps to put those fans first, like what they will do, like the repercussions that they will do back in towards you. Obviously, I mean, we sold out 160 games in a row now, whether it's in a different city or if it's at home in Savannah. It's kind of cool that how far people will drive or how closely they'll follow you on social media and stuff like that whenever you do take steps to put them first. So that's been very cool.
Cool.
That's incredible. Now, real quick question before Evan jumps in here. If I catch it in my beer, does that still count as an out? Get the old stadium catch?
I think it's the only rule is it can't hit the ground and it can't be a ricochet off of something like a wall or something.
Okay.
But I think any item used to catch it with, I think is fair play.
Hey, let's go. I'm here for that. Let's go.
I really like the sprint. I like that idea. It's
been cool. We got somebody out in Montgomery at second. So obviously the base runner's trying to get as far as he can. We've practiced it at our practices to kind of try and hold them to a single, kind of everybody converging, outfielders and infielders converging on second. So it's more of a flip instead of a throw. And we actually got somebody out at second on a walk in Montgomery. And that was like a first, and it was super cool.
So you have to get every player, outfielders included, have to touch it?
So it's after the pitch, everybody but the pitcher and the catcher, because the catcher will start with the ball at ball 4. And we've kind of figured out a good way to do it. We usually go like short or catcher to short flips to second. Third and first are crashing on second. So third comes in, takes it from second. First gets it from third. And then by that time, all the outfielders are crashed like right behind second base. And then you'll just go quick, like left, right, center, and then center put a tag down.
And if the runner, if he's between bases at that point, can you go for a tag? Like,
yeah, it's live. So after the last fielder touches it, it's live wherever the base runner's at. So if he's in between bases, you can get him in a pickle, or if he's coming towards the bag like second, you can do that. We've also been working on like scenarios like if there's a runner on first, he's probably going to try and score on a walk. So like flipping it all around second, getting it to the right fielder, our guy with the strongest arm, and getting ready to throw him out at home.
MLB needs to institute that stat. I would watch. I mean, that adds so much excitement just because, yeah, it's like walks aren't fun. Like you can just bail out and be like, all right, I'm not pitching to this guy. Kind of requires you to, okay, I have to pitch. I have to pitch this.
Definitely,
guy.
you can't. It can't. And sometimes we got their 4-hole coming up with like a runner on third. I can't just throw around him because if I do, that guy from third is going to score.
Yeah.
because
I mean,
he gets to
yeah.
run as long until they touch it. So
And I guess you could, like, theoretically, like, if it was, let's say you're facing Big Poppy and there's no one on base, and you're just like, all right, let's see how far Big Poppy can get. We feel
yeah,
good about our throw around. We can probably
Mhm.
hold him at first or something like that.
exactly. Yeah, we've actually held probably 5 or 6 people over the tour at first.
Wow,
That's pretty cool.
that's impressive.
I was curious about your T-shirt. We were talking in the introduction. Flip the switch. I was trying to think of a better banana pun.
So this one isn't really like as much of a pun, but it's something that's very cool. It's from so Eric Burns is our world tour coach, but in the summers we've had a coach for 4 years now, going on year 5 this summer, out of Arizona. His name's Tyler Gillum. He's the most intellectual baseball guy I've ever been around in my life. Like one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for. And he came up with this saying our first year, and it was really cool to see how he did it, and made everything made sense to all the guys that are coming into this for the first time. Because if you're a first year player coming into this, like this shit's really overwhelming. Like there's so much going on pre-game. So every game will have a script that's laid out, and it'll have times where we get to do like BP and stuff like that. And then it'll have times like it's 6:57, we're doing a pregame march, or we're doing like a pregame video in the locker room. And then during the game, it'll have like all of our player entertainment stuff that we'll do. So like every third inning, we have a player dance. So it has like top of the third who's doing the player dance. They'll practice it before the game and stuff like that. And basically, he came up with this saying with flip the switch, which was being good at, I'm going to say if I'm doing the player dance in the middle of the third inning, I'm going to kill this player dance. I practiced it before the game. And then right after that player dance, after I kill it for all these people, I'm going to flip the switch and then get back into baseball mode, say if he needs me to pitch in like the middle of the fourth or something like that, or the bottom of the fourth. So it's kind of like being able to totter back in between like entertainment stuff for the fans, and then also being like really good at baseball, whether it's like a pinch hit at bat, or if you're doing something in between innings that you're pitching, like being able to go both ways and be very good at both of them.
I like that. I like that a lot. Well, we're going to put you on the hot seat if you're okay with it. Just first answer that comes to mind, spit it out. And then I know you're busy, so we'll deuce out after that if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. And some of these came from our listeners, so be wary here. So they're making the Savannah Banana movie. Who's playing you in the movie?
If it didn't have to be with athletic ability, I would probably want it to be Ryan Reynolds. He's one of my idols. I think he's a great movie guy, good-looking guy. He's hilarious, and if he could play baseball, it's just perfect.
Awesome, I love it. Your first initial tryouts your first initial thoughts after your first tryout.
For the Bananas?
Yeah, for the Bananas.
So kind of a weird thing. They don't really do tryouts for the summer team. So actually my first tryout was this past year for the premier team. We did have to try out. We were kind of a given for the team, but the tryout that we put on was super cool. It was like 100 people. We did a bunch of random stuff that people don't do at baseball tryouts. Like we did like a Hey Baby portion. We had like TikTok stations to see if you could do those well, like a player dance station. We played banana ball for like 4 hours. It was everything bananas oriented, encompassed in like a 5-day tryout or a 5-hour tryout. It was incredible.
All right, that's a lot. Would you rather be compared to the Harlem Globetrotters or like WWE?
The Globetrotters, I think.
All right, fair enough. What is the coolest stunt skit that you've done so far?
The coolest stunt that I've done during game was my brother flew out my third summer from Texas to Savannah to watch me play. He's one of my biggest fans. And we do a promotion every 6th inning called Banana in the Pants, where there's 2 fans on each side, each foul line, and they have big parachute like firefighter pants on, and they're on the field. And then there's 2 players in the stands on both sides, like way up in the stands and stuff like that. And you launch bananas at your partner, and whoever catches the most bananas wins. And I convinced my brother to do that mid-game, so I was throwing bananas to him during the game, and that was pretty cool.
All right, that's pretty damn cool. That's cool. All right, top Mount Rushmore of musical artists.
Sorry, my buddy was calling.
That's all right. That's all right. Mount Rushmore of musical artists.
Oh.
All technical difficulties. We're good. Hey, you're on mute. It's all good.
Oh my gosh.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
He can't call 4 times. That's absurd. All I heard was Mount Rushmore, and then he tried to call me 3 times.
Hey, it's an emergency. He needs you.
Yeah, I don't know what could be going on.
Mount Rushmore of all-time baseball players.
How many people are on Mount Rushmore? 4?
4.
4? I'm gonna go Nolan Ryan, Jacob deGrom. These are probably all gonna be pitchers because that's all I like is pitching. Nolan Ryan, Jacob deGrom, probably Tim Lincecum, but I'm gonna throw Bill Lee on there because he is now one of my newest teammates that I've gotten to play with, and he's got quite the history. So I'll throw him on there as my 4th.
Hey, that's awesome. Absolutely, he was still slinging it, man.
Yeah, he's actually he's pitched a couple games for us so far this tour, so that's been really cool.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. All right, your biggest, not yours, but maybe your teammates' biggest flop of a skit. Maybe they completely failed on it, or it just didn't go over with the crowd. Biggest flop.
We did. So not necessarily a teammates flop, but there was a promotion that we tried to do my first summer in 2018. So it was a fan flop, I guess you would say, but it was like entertainment based. Like it was our idea. They tried to do it was like a horse race. So like, it was like 4 couples, wife, husband, our partners, so on and so forth. And the husband's down on all fours like a horse with a horse mask on. And so we're going to have them race. We're going to have them race down the first base line, like right in front of us. The girlfriends are on the back, whatever. They race like 20 feet. So we put these heads on these guys and they have no idea where they're going. So immediately, like after we start the race, so we're warming up in the field, like during this, cause it's a mid-inning promotion and these guys can't see anything with the mask on. So they take off to start the race and they all like pretty much 4 just like run into the field of play. And like don't go anywhere where they were supposed to be going. And they had to like corral them back in, and it took a long time. It was really funny though. So.
All right, that's fair. I love it. Well, boys, any other hot seat questions for Kyle?
Favorite baseball movie?
Probably Moneyball. And now more than ever, definitely Moneyball, because I've gotten to be around Eric Burns for a while, as he was a part of that team. So I've heard a couple like backside stories that most people probably wouldn't hear, like from his point of view. But I definitely liked the movie before that, but even more now. That's
awesome. Your dream out. You get one person, dead or alive, you get a strikeout.
Bill Leroy. my roommate. He's probably caught 50,000 pitches from me. So every time I have to pitch to him, whenever I like hardly ever do, he calls all my games, so he knows what I like to throw and what count. And we're very two competitive guys, don't like to lose, and I don't think I've ever struck him out. So he sees my stuff very well because he's caught me for a while, so he sees it pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. He's your right hand man. Andrew Price wants to know who can eat the most bananas on the team.
Probably this year, a guy by the name of Michael Deeb. He's our outfielder that plays independent ball with a team out of the Pioneer League team, I believe. Anyways, he's an absurd, massive human being. He played football at Notre Dame before he ended up playing professional baseball with us and for the Pioneer League. So he could probably put down like 15 bananas if he really wanted to, I feel like.
Dude, what an athlete. Golly, that's impressive. Hey, yeah. Well, you hit it out of the park for us, Kyle. We appreciate the hell of you for hopping on, man. Anything you want to plug for you, for the bananas, this is your time. Feel free to plug it, brother.
No, I just appreciate like you guys. I've been able to as we've been going, do a lot more of these podcasts than I ever have, like in the past, just with all the attention that we're getting. It's super cool. It's something that I love talking about. I'm very passionate about what we're doing here and the people that I get to do it with. So anytime I get to do that or talk to people that I normally wouldn't with about, I'm all here for it and love to do it. So thank you guys for having me.
Hey, dude, absolutely, man. We can't thank you enough for hopping on. And real quick before you go, World Series pick, who you got?
Biased, I'm probably either gonna go with. I feel like you got to go with the Dodgers, but I'm a hopeful Rangers fan, so I'm gonna have to say Rangers just out of nowhere. There's no shot that they'll win it this year. I highly doubt they'll even finish over 500, but a guy can dream, I guess.
Hey, absolutely, brother. Hey, man, thank you so much for hopping on. You're welcome back anytime. We're going to have to go and watch a game. World Tour was sold out, so we're going to have to get some single game tickets this summer. But we look forward to seeing you, man.
Awesome. I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Hey, great guest. Guys, if you don't know about Savannah Bananas, you got to see them. Go see them on TikTok at least. I mean, they are crushing it. And I just love the joy they're bringing in. Tim, I know you're loving it because they sped up the game. That was your biggest harp on it.
Yo, I did not have any idea about the Savannah Bananas until this. And I was watching the highlights. Yo, that would be really fun to go to a game. We need to go.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to go.
They light a bat on fire and they're hitting a ball with a what? That is cool baseball.
Absolutely. They're doing things unheard of, and like 90% of that's not going to catch on in the league. But like, if some of those rules could catch on, I think you'd see popularity grow out the ass, man. Well, go ahead, Fitz.
No, I was just thinking, kind of see some correlation with like the ABA versus the NBA at one point. Is the NBA became that slow down ball, and the ABA was kind of like doing some cool things to the game and getting the fans involved. And then, they merged the two together. So maybe that's what MLB needs. They need like an ABA type league with some crazy rules, and then figure out a way to compromise and say, okay, there's some positives with this. Let's see if we can enhance our game.
Exactly. I'm really glad you brought that up, because one of those leagues, like for the NFL, the XFL, is really starting to catch on. And the NFL are really partnering. We talked about in February that they're going to partner and have different rule changes and player safety stuff. But now the XFL is officially with the NFL Alumni Academy, which I didn't realize that was still a thing. But the Alumni Academy comes out of the Hall of Fame out of Canton, Ohio. And basically they train kind of second chance players here, guys who didn't quite get drafted or picked up. And now they get to send guys to the XFL and say, hey, put them on a roster. Let's see what they can do. And so now it really is kind of like a G League for the NFL now. It's kind of a developmental league for them, which I thought was really awesome, really cool. What's your all's thoughts?
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. I mean, this is the only way I think the XFL can actually survive, is to kind of get buddy with the NFL. And I mean, you got to think, like, all the athletes that come out of college, how many actually make it on an NFL roster? There's still a lot of athletes with a lot of potential. I'm all for it, and I think the more buddy they get, the better football we get. So I'm cool with it. I think they're making the right moves.
Yeah, I don't know how it works with like practice squad guys, like, because obviously they got to cut to 52 or 53 man roster when the season starts. But I just imagine like maybe the difference with NFL is like you want guys ready to go. Like if you, as you put guys on IR, you need healthy players. And if they're playing XFL ball and they get hurt, like that's killer to them. Like they're waiting for their chance to get action or in some way. So I don't know. I mean, I was just trying to think like logistically, just because I feel like there's way more injuries in the NFL, and you really don't want to risk putting some of your best alternate guys in the XFL. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little tricky.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a little tricky, but some of these fringe players I think it'd be awesome for.
Yeah, obviously, like on the low end, it'll be beneficial, but maybe some of those immediate guys, it's like I'm thinking of like John Kuhn, one of the greatest Packers coming off practice squad, is like I don't want John Kuhn just rumbling over people in the XFL because I'm like, hey, we might need that guy. Like,
yeah, you never know. But maybe it's guys, for a chance to make a practice squad next year. Hop in there. And you got coaches like Wade Phillips, Jim Haslett, and Bob Stoops who are going to coach in the XFL this year, which those are some huge names. All have coached in the NFL and been successful in the NFL. And now you get those guys coaching you. You could see some really good talent come out of the XFL that could be practice players and then make their way onto that roster, which would be pretty awesome.
When's Urban making it? I thought they got a big contract to the XFL. He'd be perfect for the XFL.
They put him in charge of the NIL deals for Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah. So a little curious.
That's Ohio State for you.
And then Fox wants to hire him back, from what I've heard. I haven't seen anything official yet, but oh man,
what a clown!
Yeah, for real. Well, staying with football real quick, it's really sad news came out this weekend about Dwayne Haskins. He passed away. Details are still kind of murky out there, but he got hit by a car, hit by a truck, died while he was training, and very sad. 24 years old, had a whole life ahead of him. Who cared about what he'd done on the field or off the field or whatever? 24 years of age and you're dead. Like you got your whole life in front of you, which is completely tragic and terrible. But he was trending alongside Adam Schefter about, on Twitter and social media, because Adam comes out and he's like, tragic news. Dwayne Haskins dies. He struggled with the Washington football team and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's like, dude, you don't need to put his struggles out there. Like a 24-year-old just lost his life. A mom and dad lost their son. So Adam Schefter got a lot of backlash for his tweets and how he handled it. And I just don't think you can do that, right? As a reporter, I think there has to be a line. Like, these are human beings. Like, yes, you're my meal ticket in a way. I've got to report on you, but I've got to report on you with class. What's your all's thoughts on that?
I mean, this has been the problem for the past 16 years, really, since the Twitter age. It's kind of this race to be first, and then even so, make a story, like have a spark. And Chef, he deleted his tweet. I'm sure he regrets it because it didn't land well. But he's so used to that's his initial go-to is when a news story drops. Oh, I gotta gin this up, or I gotta make this, And it's just dumb. And I think we all have a brain, and maybe we're starting to hold reporters accountable. I don't know. My hot take on Chef, I think Chef he's the kid you grew up with in school that you would confide in and tell him the girl you were crushing on. And then he'd just go blab and tell everybody and make you sound like the biggest loser. That's who Chef is. And then try to convince you at lunch the next week. No. I'm sorry. Give me another chance.
I made a grave mistake.
Screw you, dude. You screwed this up.
That's Chef. That's a great comparison. I actually like that a lot. I think it's been said 100 times, but I think he deserves to be dragged through the mud for this one. You don't need to make you don't need to spark an interest with your tweet by adding a short, struggling story with the death of the player. I mean, it's kind of like what Evan said. It's race to the first. You got to be first to break the news, and you got to get your name out there first as breaking news. And what a freaking idiot! That's all I can say. I think in the perfect world, I would put him and Will Smith in a room together, and Will Smith would just slap the shit out of him. That would be my preference. So
I love it.
He deserves it. That was just boneheaded, stupid.
I just you can still be first, but be a human. Don't bring up his struggles. It's just crazy to me. And I know he got a lot of flack for he's the first one to break Tom Brady's retirement before Tom Brady had even announced he was going to retire. And I don't flack him for that because it's your race to first. That's actually Tom Brady's team's fault for letting that leak before Tom Brady was ready for it to leak. But it is what it is. But stuff like this, you can't have it. At least not in my opinion. I don't think.
I don't know. I disagree with that because Brady has not retired.
Obviously, his 4-week sabbatical.
like that story leaked, and then it kind of was like, well, I guess I'm retiring. And it's kind of funny that Brady didn't retire. It's kind of like, yeah, Chef, you kind of have an egg on your face. Like this always happens with him.
That's true. That's true. I just don't know. Like if I'm a agent or a player, I don't want anything leaked to Adam. Like stay far away from me. I'm closing off my doors to you. You know, I just think he's getting ready to be kicked out here, blackballed. At least hopefully, if he keeps doing stuff like this. And on the flip side of it, let's talk about this because a lot of people have talked about the Lakers. Lakers go from the best odds to to win the championship to not even making the playoffs this year, not even making a play-in game. And there's a lot of commentators that were like, Lakers are going all the way. They're cutting down the nets. They're winning the trophy. Lakers, easy target. And as the season went, they kept on the bandwagon, kept hyping it up. And like last month of the season, they pulled back the reins. Should those reporters and experts be held accountable for saying, hey, we're picking this team, I'm hanging my cap on them the entire season? And then they're like, well, actually, no, I'm hopping off the bandwagon now. What's your all's thoughts on that one? I think that's a little harder to get into, but
yeah, I think it's just this is what ruined Sports Center when it used to be like recaps of games and catching the scores from last night and catching highlights. It would have been perfect for like March Madness when the games were ending at like 11:30 p.m. You'd wake up and actually get results. Now it's just talk shows, and really what it is, it's like this, CNN Crossfire version of sports. We're gonna have Stephen A. Smith battling so and so who never agree on anything, and it's like, really, like we believe that they never agree on any sports take. Yeah. And it's like, it's purely for likes, follows, and attention. Like, it would be so believable if he's like, you know what, Skip, you got a point. Yeah, I don't think that, but it's never that. And that's what politics has become. That's what sports is. It's just media. It's just across the board. But I think the good news is there are shows like, NBA on TNT is one of the highest viewed shows. And we've talked about that on here. It's a show where I feel like they let people be themselves. I feel like they do talk analytics. They have fun, but they don't get into these crazy. I mean, I know Barkley does his crazy sticky note takes and stuff, but I think they even gin it up. Like, they're like, all right, Chuck, that's a crazy take. That's not going to happen. They don't pretend like they're experts on some of those things, but on some things they are experts. When they're breaking down the game and Barkley's going, Dwight Howard's posting up way too high. He needs to be down low in the paint. It's like, okay, these are really good points. The other thing is just podcasts. I think with, you look at like Pat McAfee's show, I think Pat McAfee's gotten a lot of flack from like Sports Center and stuff. Cause like, oh, he gets Aaron Rodgers and he gets some great interviews with people who won't talk to ESPN. So I think there is a shift going on. Even, who's the basketball player? Matt Barnes.
Yeah. He was on there the other day.
Yeah, Matt Barnes is like same thing. It's like a podcast type show. So I think there's a shift. I think I'm hopeful for kind of a shift, and maybe like Adam Schefter is going to be like the dodo bird that just vanishes and we don't see again. And it's just going to be this early Twitter age media that we realize, oh, that actually doesn't work. That's actually not what people are drawn to. So I don't know. That's where I'm hopeful.
I think you're completely right. I mean, you left off a podcast there, Pub Sports Talk, doing it the right way
Pub
too.
Sports.
But yeah, everything else, get out your notebooks, ESPN. We'll teach you how to do it. Yeah, exactly. Tim, any closing thoughts here?
Just to add, like, really, like any subject in life, have a little critical thinking about things, and people are going to find and gravitate towards, I guess, reporters and news analysts or sports analysts that they just bring a different perspective. Like lately, I have a new appreciation for Rich Eisen. I think his show, man, like the last few months I've been watching him, and I'm like, this is really good stuff. And it's not like the hocus pocus. We're going to debate dumb topics about teams that are irrelevant, like the Lakers or the Cowboys, because that gets the most fan base. Like, and like the Pat McAfee show, he gets these guests because he's more laid back and he's not so uptight and he's not so, I don't know, fake is the word that comes to mind. And I think, like you said, Evan, I hope this is a shift. And if Schefter has to be the sacrificial catalyst for this, I'm okay with it. Sacrifice him. The turf gods, whatever you need to do. Let's just purge him.
I'm here for that. Absolutely. Well, stay with football one more time here, and then let's transition to the other sports going on. JT Daniels just announced he's going to West Virginia. Roll Nears, baby. Just the west side. JT Daniels, famous USC quarterback, coming out of modern day high school, was a 5-star prospect, supposed to be the next coming of Matt Leinart. Then he gets injured at USC, transfers to Georgia, has a great start to Georgia, gets injured again. Now he's on the way to West Virginia, which West Virginia was ranked number 6 in preseason polls. This catapults them to number 2 to 3 in some polls, just with adding JT Daniels at quarterback. They return all 5 starting linemen, 2 top skill positions, and their defense returns most starters as well. West Virginia just stole, I think, one of the top quarterbacks of this class potentially. And like we talked about Kyle, COVID kind of screwed everything up here. But to see a guy go to USC, to Georgia, and then West Virginia, kind of a crazy journey, but I think it's going to work out pretty damn good for West Virginia and JT Daniels. Any thoughts on this for you guys?
So this isn't, I thought this was the natty guy. This is not Stetson Bennett.
This is not Stetson Bennett. No, Stetson Bennett came in for JT Daniels after he got hurt.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about this cat. Like, I don't.
I need you to cut up some Gruden film for me, all right, and watch it.
Yeah, I know. I think this could be. We were just talking about how we hype people up. We might be hyping this guy up already.
All right. See, I was ready to say that when he was at USC, and then he kind of, people forgot about him when he's at Georgia, especially after they winning the Natty without him. To me, I'm hyping him back up. I'm pumping in the crowd noise here, getting behind JT Daniels in West Virginia. I might hammer them to win the Big 12.
It's a good snag for West Virginia. I mean, I feel like they've been trying to get back on the map since like the Pat White, Steve Slayton days. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will help them for sure. But yeah, that'd be a reach to say their playoff potential at this point.
Yeah, I'm not ready to say that quite yet, but I think Big 12 champions, we could make an argument there.
Yeah, I think they got a shot.
I think this shows a great potential for, like, we've been seeing this increase in the transfer portal for some of these players. Like, think about recruiting. So, like, Georgia, they're going to get almost whatever recruit they want. And I'm assuming they're getting a quarterback, and I'm assuming that's why the transfer was initiated. But think of West Virginia. They may not have a strong recruitment for quarterbacks, but you can pluck someone like this from a larger school and say, hey, we got all 5 returning linemen. We got all this coming up. Like, you come here, you're day 1 starter. I think we're going to see more of this intricate play with teams who may not recruit as heavily with maybe the quarterback position from as like a quote smaller school, and kind of pluck these bigger school quarterbacks that may get injured. And I mean, it's way too early, but I like the move. I think it's a great start for West Virginia season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. And I think we've touched on this before too, Tim, especially you, where I think we're going to see the recruiting in high school get smaller and smaller and dwindle down. And instead, bigger schools are going to recruit from middle class schools will recruit from lower class schools. And it's going to be a vicious cycle where you're not going to see a ton of D1 offers anymore. You're going to see a lot of JUCO and Division II offers. And then now D1 comes and plucks them out from there. But just because the transfer portal is so it's the Wild West of the NCAA right now. Anything goes, it seems like. And so why not? Yeah. All right, let's transition. Playoff basketball is upon us. Playoffs kicked off last night. They're going on tonight with the play-in games, which has been a crazy system. But Clippers move on. They get to face number 1 Suns. Cavaliers move on. The Nets move on. They get to face Celtics. And then the Timberwolves move on. They get to face Memphis. Tonight we got New Orleans versus Spurs, Hawks versus Hornets, and the Hawks are up right now pretty big on the Hornets. Loser of those games, out, done. See you later. We'll see you next season. Winner gets to go play the loser from last night, Clippers and Cavs. So, I'm excited for this playoffs. I like the format of it. What's your all's takes on the playing games?
I hate the playing games, but
Really?
Yeah, I do. I hate Brooklyn. Like,
is that really what it is? Like, I just hate Brooklyn.
I
so
think
I hate
that's
playing
it.
games.
It's like they did not deserve to be there. And now I'm looking at that Brooklyn versus Boston matchup, and dude, I think KD could steal it. I think he could totally do it. And I'm like, they don't deserve to be there. It's like more than half the teams make playoffs. I'm like, what is this anymore?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a big joke. It's way too many teams.
Yeah, I think it really it almost critically devalues the regular season. We're already talking about load management being an issue, and you got these star players who don't sit in for, or they sit for games. And I mean, if you don't make a play-in game, you're a joke. Like, look at the Lakers, total joke. And like, you basically, it almost seems like everyone just gets a ticket to a play-in game. Like, and if you can't even do that, like, I don't know, it kind of, the old format put a little more juice behind the regular season, and I think that is what really keeps you engaged. I mean, yeah, this is the fun time to watch really any sport in playoffs, but like, golly, like, come on. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the playing games. I get that you get more playoff games, but are they really playoff games? Like,
Well, I mean, revenue and TV contracts, obviously they're getting paid bukus for that. But on your side, Tim, you've been such a load management type of guy where you love to see it. This gives you more chance to do that because regular season games don't count as much now. Just make it in the play-ins and we'll see what happens. I mean, let's take the Nets. They got Ben Simmons sitting out for pretty much the whole season. Kyrie's been sitting out for most of the season. And now you get a chance like, hey, we're in. We get to go play Boston. And Evan just said, that's a scary matchup for Boston. And I agree. I'm a little worried for my Celtics there because now you get a team that could rest a little bit more. Now they come in, hey, let's go 7 hard games, beat them. And let's just see what we can keep doing in the playoffs. And so looking at load management, I think you would have loved it, but I stand wrong. Your old Pistons ways.
No, and I get that, but it's I don't know. I think it's almost like you could take advantage of the regular season right now with your load management. As anything good needs a little pressure, I think that load management needs a little fire under it where you need to be more strategic with the games that you take off for load management. And I feel like the regular season right now, it just doesn't permit that. You can, like you said, it's the Wild West. I'm going to sit out all season and my team can still be in the playing game. And it's like, it's hard to really take it serious. It's kind of just like, meh, I don't know.
I get that. Yeah, absolutely. Fitz, any other closing thoughts on NBA playoffs here before we talk about our picks?
I mean, I'm excited to talk picks. I'm excited to talk about these matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's do it, and let's just dive in. Let's do the ones that we know for sure. Obviously, playing games that could affect how this thing shakes out. But let's take Mavericks and Jazz, 4 versus 5 in the West. Who do we like in that one?
Well, Luka right now, he's got a calf injury. So I think they're kind of waiting to see how he is. And that he suffered that the last game of the season, which sucks. And this even ties in with Tim talking about how the season goes. It's like, you might as well just rest the guy at that point. Like, don't even mess around. But I don't know. It's interesting with the Jazz. This is not the same Jazz team as last year. I mean, they were the number 1 seed. My theory, it just shows how good Joe Ingles was because they lost him. And I thought he was a key piece to their success. But I don't know. I think everyone's favoring the Jazz because Luka's banged up. And this is, Utah was number 1 last year. I like Luka. And I've been waiting for him to get past the first round in the playoffs. I think they faced the Clips with Kawhi last year and couldn't get by. I think I'm right. I can't remember, but
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like Luka to make a run. And I'll be honest, I don't think Phoenix is as strong as everyone is saying. I know that I know they lost in the finals last year. Devin Booker I think he's one of the favorites for MVP. He's one of the, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I think if Luka's healthy, I can see them getting by the Jazz pretty easily, and then having a decent series with the Suns.
That's the most 50-50 answer I've ever heard. Who you picking here?
Who am I picking? I'm gonna take the Mavs.
Mavs, okay.
With Jason Kidd at head coach.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
Give me the Jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz has that playoff experience. Luka looking for that kind of spark, that fire, but he's got to be healthy. Jason Kidd looking to prove himself. A lot of young coaches who were former players, all-star players, have not really turned out too well. I'm riding the horse with you. Give me Mark Cuban and the Mavs. We're going to get Devin's picks a little bit later on, and then we'll put it on a graph on Instagram and all that good stuff. Let's flip to the east side. Sixers, Toronto. Who we take?
I'm taking Sixers pretty easily. I don't know. Raptors, I feel like they had their moment. They lost Kawhi. They're a decent team, but 76ers, I actually like the East. This is the top 4 teams in the East. I could see any one of them making a run. Sixers really feel like a 2 seed. They feel like the 2 seed in this conference.
Well, the East was so close. I mean, they might as well.
Yeah, I know. So I like the Sixers. They're shooting from 3 well. I think they could win this in like 5 or 6. I feel pretty good about them.
Yeah, I'm going Sixers as well.
Yeah, give me the Batteries. I'm going to throw them at Santa Claus too. Give me Philadelphia because Toronto, sorry, run through the 6 of my woes. You're still catching that L. Let's go back to the West side. Number 3, Warriors versus number 6, the Nuggets. This is really intriguing because we talk about Warriors load management, been banged up all season long. Nuggets have been kind of consistent, just chipping away here. What do you guys say?
Yeah, Nuggets just need Jamal Murray back, and I don't think he's expected to return for playoffs. They lost Porter Jr. He won't be in for the run. So it's Joker. He's got to carry him. It's the MVP versus, I guess, the old MVP in our eyes, Steph Curry. So I think it's an interesting matchup. It's been a while since the Warriors have been here. I like the Warriors. They're definitely a sleeper pick for me. I've got them running to the Western Conference Finals and taking down the Suns. That's my sneaky pick for the finals.
Calling your shot, step up the plate, point it out. I like it.
I like him. Steph's here, and it's like we're forgetting about Steph. There's all this talk about LeBron and the Lakers sucking. There's all this talk about the Suns and all this. Everyone's sleeping on an MVP or a Hall of Fame coach, Steve Kerr. Klay Thompson's back in the mix. Chef Curry, Draymond Green. They're gonna be back. It's Warrior time, baby.
Yeah, I'm taking Golden State.
For whatever reason, I thought you were just gonna flip the switch there. And just troll. Yeah, it's the Warriors to lose. Like you said, I think if the Nuggets are healthy, now we talk about, hey, this team's going to put a lot of pressure on them, and Steph is going to really have to answer those calls along with Draymond Green. But I think it's the Warriors to lose here. You're absolutely right. East, number 3, Milwaukee versus number 6, Chicago. Who do we say?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. And the Bulls, they're kind of the new team this year. Just a lot of new pieces, but they're playing good ball together. The Bucks are the champs, though, and I am worried Milwaukee is going to blow a chance to repeat somewhere down the road here. I think they own the Bulls, though. I think this entire season, the Bulls haven't showed they can hang. Bucks win in 5, I think.
Easy.
Yeah. But I like the Bulls. I think they make it interesting. I just don't think they can get it done.
Yeah, I'm going Bucks. I mean, my heart says Bulls, but I just don't think they can do it.
This Milwaukee team has not been very consistent this season. They've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs. Chicago started the season off hot. They're the number one team in the East for the first couple months, and then the season kind of took its toll on them. I think this series is going to be good, an exciting, physical Eastern Conference matchup. Oh, man, I'm going to go Bucks too. My heart wants to say Bulls. I might flip a coin by the end of this thing and switch sides here, but I got to go Bucks right now on air. Memphis T-Wolves. T-Wolves celebrating on the score table after winning that playing game. Pat Beverly, I'm looking at you, son. All the fun. Fans super gluing themselves to the court. All types of pandemonium was breaking out there. Who do you guys take here, though?
This is my upset pick. I'm taking the Timberwolves. I'm taking them. Memphis is a young team. Ja Morant, he's been hurt here the last couple months, so he's coming in a little bit gimpy. And Timberwolves are just playing. They're playing together. They're playing ball at the right time. This one's going to 7, and I think the Wolves have a chance. So, yeah, I gotta have one upset. I've just got straight up. So, this is my upset. I'm gonna take the Wolves.
Let them hang, Fitz. Let them hang.
You took my pick, Fitz. I'll never forgive you. In that case, I'll go Grizzlies. I don't want to, but I got to.
I think it's going to be exciting and good. No, I don't. I think Grizz are coming in there. John Morant playing possum. Oh, I'm limping. Randy Orton, RKO through the table. T-Wolves get taken out to the Rainbow Bridge. Celtics, Nets, 2 verse play-in seed there. Who do we got?
I hate to say it. I think I got to take the 7 seed here too. I'm going to take the Nets.
Back-to-back upsets.
I like the Celtics too. That's the sad thing. I feel like they would have taken, anybody else. Well, I guess it would have had to be the Cavs. But I don't know. They got big names. I got to take the Nets just purely off of their names.
Give me Boston.
Put the city on his back, though. I'm puffing on my Paul Pierce headband here. Give me the Celtics. I think they're getting the job done as well. And we'll get the 1 seed picks next week because they still got a playing game, and we might do it this week and we'll get the picks in. But we'll for sure let you know about Suns Heat upsets. Maybe Fitz lets them hang. Maybe Tim lets them hang. I don't know. We'll see.
I put $5 down on the Heat to win it all. $5 to win 50. Those are good odds.
Yeah, 10-1 odds.
I like the Heat. Kyle Lowry going to be Finals MVP.
Mike Lowry. All right. Well, speaking of bets here, pub parlay time, and I got right the first time. Let's go. It's a good week. So that's who we need to have on the show. A little scrappy. Let's get him on.
Let's do it.
Well, looking at this weekend's action, what do you guys got for me?
Just us 3?
It's Matt gave his footy pick. I'm pulling it up right now.
Dev's got to give us a baseball pick.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I
Matt's
can get
taking Brentford versus Tim's Watford. So. Brentford.
Last time we took Brentford, they screwed us.
Yeah, Matt's been on this Brentford train, and this might be his final strike here.
That's how I feel too.
But we're going to give it to him this week.
Are we trying to hit or are we trying to get paid?
We're trying to do both, Fitz.
I know.
Simple economics. Let's get hit while getting paid.
All right. I don't want to jinx my
Baby
Minnesota pick because I would have taken Minnesota, but I'm not super confident with that. Well, I'm torn between Dallas over Utah or Minnesota over Memphis. I'll take You know what? I'll take Minnesota. Lock it in. Timberwolves over Grizzlies. Game 1.
When's that game being played?
Saturday, I believe. Yeah, the 16th.
Okay.
I got a spicy one for you. Carolina Hurricanes over the Colorado Avalanche Saturday.
Ooh.
You stole mine. I love it. I love it.
dang.
I love it.
I'm sorry, buddy. I saw that and I was like, ooh, that's a juicy one.
Like it's gonna be a good matchup. We're in Colorado, which is a little scary, but I think it's gonna make us the dog, and I think we'll win some money there. We've been rolling recently.
That's right. We need more dogs.
Need more dogs. Oh man. Well, anybody got one for Devin? We'll do an honorary one for Devin.
Should we just take the Orioles?
Orioles on Saturday.
Whoever they're playing.
Do we know who they're playing?
Let me see. I'm pulling it up.
Astros.
They got Orioles are hosting the Yankees. And
Yeah,
the
the
Yankees
Yankees-
haven't named their pitcher yet. The Orioles are going to go with T. Wells, whoever that is.
T. Wells?
Tyler Wells, 6'8", age 27, right-hander.
You know, I've been hammering Baltimore at +1.5. They've been like +1.5, +2, like dogs, and they've been covering the spread. I think just about every game this season so far. So I'm all right with that pick.
So
I can vibe
Orioles
with it.
straight up over the Yanks, or
I think points because I don't
points?
think
Okay.
we'll see who the Yankees pitcher is.
Let's
I do like
points.
that.
Points for Dev.
I like it. All right, that leaves me. Man, I don't know. Tim, I'm left scrambling after Tim's pick here. You dirty dog. Saturday 16th.
Is there a banana?
You know,
Savannah
they're not
banana game?
on my bookie. We're going to talk to Raphael about this.
Dan Raphael.
Get some shit together here. We got Calgary versus Arizona. I'm taking a safe bet here. Give me Calgary. Calgary has been on a tear recently. One of the best goal differentials in the NFL. And, you know, their goalkeeper has been lights out for me.
NFL.
Or NHL. Thank you. Good catch. So give me Calgary and the Flames. I think they get the win. Guys, I feel really good about these picks. I think we're finally going to get paid. It's been a couple months here that we've all hit. I think like 4 out of 5 of us have hit. Then we've missed one, vice versa. We've had some bad weeks, but we've had more good weeks than bad weeks. All right. Random question time. You got one?
I never have anything good.
All right, I got one. Let me know if you like it. If not, send it right back. The most undeserving Cinderella team to win a championship or to make a run.
Ooh.
Most undeserving.
Undeserving. That's so harsh.
Dang, homie.
I think I got one.
All right. You know, people talk about 2010 Saints that they were undeserving because of the whole Bounty Gate scandal. So that just gives you an example. I'm not saying that's mine.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go the New York Giants, the 2007 and 2011
Both
teams. I'm
Damn.
going to name both of them.
calling them out. Shoot yourself in the leg. I hear you, Plexico. What else you got? Why is that?
You know, it's tough because I feel like the 07 one I actually make a case for, you know, even though they were 9-7, just because their defensive unit was that good. The 11 team sucked. They were trash all year. And then they just peaked at the right time. And I thought all their matchups were easy. It was just a cakewalk for them. And they were the perfect nightmare for the 15-1 Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then the undefeated Patriots.
Yeah. Patriots were better that year, too. They had like Gronk, Aaron Hernandez. It was a crazy Patriots team.
Oh. Murder Row.
Murder's Row, yeah.
I'm going to say the 2021 Bengals. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I want to say Panthers versus Denver.
Hmm,
Was that 2015?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
They made quite the run, but golly, they did not perform at all in the Super Bowl. They actually got ran, and some people say that game changed Cam Newton's career forever. So I don't know. I gotta give it to the Panthers. I think it was just all hype and really just hot air. And when it came down to it, they just farted all that hot air out.
A 2016 Super Bowl.
2016.
2016.
Close.
Yeah, I mean, now Cam Newton's dressing like a Scooby-Doo villain and calling out women. I don't know if you guys saw that interview, but basically saying women deserve to cook. That's about it. Like,
Yeah, he lost his Oikos endorsement after that.
yeah, not a good look for him. Not a good look at all. I hate to do this. I really do, but I've got to do it. 2013 Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Like Ray Lewis gets a ring on his final ride. Sure, I give you that. That's awesome. But their offense ranked 25th out of 32. Are you kidding me? 25th out of 32. Joe Flacco was the starting quarterback. Their defense was only 12th out of 32, so it was in a top 10 defense. It was a good storybook for Ray Lewis, but the whole team itself, I mean, they had an 8-8 record. It's kind of crazy. Crazy to think about.
Wow. I don't think Devin's ever coming back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dev.
Honorable mention, UConn with Kimball Walker.
Oh,
screw that team. They were terrible. Kimball literally just broke everyone's ankles and carried them.
I do remember Kimball Walker doing the 7 overtime game against Syracuse. That's one of my all-time favorite memories. But, yeah. Hey, that's a show. Great show. Appreciate Kyle and Savannah Bananas for joining us, man. Go watch their games, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube. Go to the actual ballpark. We're going to try to go this summer. There's some select dates, so maybe we'll all get together, go down to Savannah and have some fun. Throw some bananas, some pants or something. But we'll catch you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget to be a friend, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time. See ya. And a bet go well. Ready.
Yeah, it's been so long since we didn't have to do that.
I don't know what he runs in the 40, but that man is quick.
I fuck with the Spiders, man. And just like Richmond in general is a good place to hang out. I'm going to pick them just off the strength.
That gave me really great pointers.
Yo,
on
Asher
how to
Ross'
get
new
pissed
album
up
dropped
before a
today.
soccer game.
Fire. Go check it out. Great.
I'm really excited.
Great album.
Wait, what are the pointers?
How's the journey?
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
Hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, please welcome Reese Hampton.
The Butler cabin and this tradition unlike any other.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to your 2022 Savannah Bananas Masters
Get ready, 'cause this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled on my lawsuit. Fuck you,
I got a whole lot of money. Bitches counting for me. Bottle key popping that water band, whole jacket. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. It's a party.
10 seconds.
I like the old lady just gets the champagne firework ripped from her hands.